So in this video, we are going to discuss what is the Spring JWT JSON Wave Token with the complete explanation, and we create the demo from scratch. But I would recommend, before going to Spring JWT, you should watch these two videos on the Spring Security, how to set up the Spring Security in Spring Boot application from scratch. And the second video I have explained with the help of the database how we can execute or implement authentication and authorization. So after watching this video, if you come here, then you might be get very good understanding means why the JW2 should be used. So let us go what is the agenda. So I will start this video in different way. First I will explain or make the small demo on the Spring Security that I have already explained in the previous video, and then I will explain what is the problem with this Spring Security, and uh, and then I will explain what is the server based authentication, and then I will talk about the JWT authentication, how it works, what is the advantage, what is the structure, and then at the last I will enhance the Spring Security demo for the JWT. Okay, so let us start that. So what you have to do, first go the Spring Initializer and make one small project, give any group name. So as you are giving this, give this name Spring JWT. Yeah, choose the Java 8, any version you can choose, and dependency I need the two dependency. One is wave and second we need the security, these two, and just click on the generate. It will import. You can see it has been import here JWT, right? Then go to the Spring Eclipse and here you import the project. So you can import as a Maven project. We have generated the Maven project. So go to Maven project in the path. It was in the download, right? And here is Spring JWT. Click. That's it, right? So now if you see here, this has been implemented. So let us start first. All the dependencies already here in pom.xml if you see. So no need to add anything. For the JWT time, I will add two more dependency, but for right now everything we have already. Okay, to whom we want to make the secure. So create the class and give the new package name controller and the class name demo controller. Okay, and here as you have already know from previous video, first and foremost make the REST, add the REST controller annotation, right? And make one simple method home page. That's it. And annotate with the get mapping, right? Home. And now implement the security part. So you know what you have to do for the implementing the security part. So first come and create the some new class security config. So go the class and make the package so it will easy to keep code separation, and give the name to demo security config class, right? Okay, and we have to extend with web security config adapter, right? So now we have to implement one method, that is the config method, right? And here we are going to use the hard code for the username password. We are not going to implement any database steps for the easy implementation or easy demo. So what you have to do here, make the auth dot in memory, right? And with user, give the username Vinod, then password and give the rows. In here we are not going to use the rows, but it is required here. And you know the password should not be the plain text. So there are many encoders are there, so you have to encode the password and give as a hard code. But for the time being we are going to use the noops password encoder, so we can use the plain text password for the easy implementation. So after that, what we have to do, we have to annotate this class with the web security enabled, right? So we are going to enable the security, right? Now we go and run this here, Java application. It will run on the port 8080. Okay, it is working on the 8080, you can see here, right? So we can use the any browser or the so or the Postman, anything. So 8080, and now if you give the password Binod and Suman, it should work, right? This is the one way to test that. And another way, you can go open the Postman, right? And here you give the localhost 80, then authorization, choose the basic auth, username Binod, and password, give the Suman and hit. It should work, right? It is working now. But the thing is that we have the one password, it is working, but this is not a good way to use the security, right? You should use a database, or at least I will show you, even if you want to give the hard code, what is the good way to do that. So what I will say, first you create one service. So I say go and create one service package. Inside the service package we have to implement. So inside the service package we have to use the one class, give any name, user info service something. So let us user info service. We have already explained detail in the previous video, right? So now what you have to do in user info service, you have to implement user detail service, right? And import it, and then you have to add unimplemented methods. So here you can use the database DORAS connectivity database and take the username from here and go the database and validate it. But for the time being, what I am doing, that I am just using one hard code for the simplicity. So just go and return the hard code, username password, one hard code. So this is the one user we are going to add that. But if you want to add some more user, then I would say, and don't forget to implement the very important annotation that this is the Postman, and still it should work, right? We are getting here. Now do one thing in the controller, make some more methods. So suppose this is the, input the catalog, right? And this is the catalog page, or this is the purchase. And let me start this. So what happened, for the every API you have to pass the username password, right? So now if you want to use the catalog, so if you go the catalog here, and for the catalog also you have to pass the username password, right? So every time if you call the another API, so purchase, you have to pass the username password, and this is the problem. So let me explain what is the problem here with this approach. So in this approach, if you see that, and this is the server based authentication. So what happen, you pass one you call the API and with the username password, and you say connection is okay, right? Again, if you want to call the another API, again you have to either pass the username password, or server store the information in the cookies, right? So that's why how it is work. And you will know that HTTP protocol is the stateless. So some way should be there to store the user information, right? So the server side, they use the cookies and store that, and how it is working that. But what is the problem with this mechanism? So suppose if you want to scale out, right? So then this is a problem, because they are store this information in the database, that cookies session information in database. And again, if you want to scale out, then you should have the distributed system, and then all the database should be in a sync to perform this kind of operations. This is very tough for the scalability, right? And again, if you call the ajax call, that time it will not work, because that informations, it could not, it will not work, because by default HTTP request does not include the cookies, right? And the decoupling authentication module. So suppose tomorrow if you want to, you have one dedicated API, their job is only for the authentication, that you cannot use that, right? So now we have to introduce the token based. In token based, what happened, you have to one REST API, that is the auth, and you call this API with the username password. It will return you one token, and from the next time onwards, no need to pass the credential, you just pass the token. And if your token is validation is okay, then it will, this server will serve your request. And if you have the multiple application server, right, if you see the one API server and the API server, everything you work with the same token, right? So if you see what is the advantage, it is a stateless, easy to scale, you can reuse, and the security and performance are there, right? So before going to the demo, just I want to explain what is the JWT. JWT is a JSON web token. So it is used for the authentication purpose only, and that token can be verified, and it will be trusted by the digital signatures. And if you see the structure of the JWT, there are the three parts. One is the header, one is the payload, and another is the signature, right? So header contains how you have encrypted your credential, that will be explained in the demo. And this is the payload, means what information you have given. So don't keep anything in the payload, it could be decrypted and visible that, but all the public things you can keep it here. And the signature, this is the digital signature as the token is that, right? So let me implement that. So far we have not done anything here, right? So first and foremost, what you have to do, first you have to implement the two important jar files, right? So let me show you what is the jars you have add. So you can add here. So you have to add the two. One is the Java X XML, and second is the JWT token, right? These two have to add. You save it. After saving that, you have to create one utility for the all the JWT or the methods, or the important methods. So what we will do, we will make one utility package, and then in utility package we will keep this one. So we give the name, the anything you can give. So I'm giving the JWT util. Okay, and first and foremost you have to serializable it. So you can go and implement the serializable. The moment you will do that, it will it is saying the generate. You just add one the service version ID, right? You know that what is the serializable, all those things. Now I am going to implement one by one. So first you have to say that when you generate the token, what is the validity of token, how many hours or minutes you want to active or the authorized. So I'm taking for the 1 hour. So I make this 1 hour 36 right, 1 hour we make it, right? And when you create the tokens, so it need the algorithm, they need some passcode also, or the security key also, and you can change the security code when you apply on the production. Just for time being, I'm giving one security code just for demo, right? But you can change according to you, right? And first and foremost, what you have to do, you have to create one method. They will generate the token with the help of the username, right? So make one method, generate tokens, and you pass this username. So what it will do, first you make one clam, means the import it, because everything it should work now, because we have imported to jar files, right? So, or the subject means the you credential username, that you make one clam class and put your username here. And then when you are going to make it, so I'm going to make it now. So what is the current time and how much validation you want? So I want a validation for the 1 hour, right? So I give the 1 hour. This is the utility date. So I have given this validity the 1 hour here, right? And now what you have to do, you have to use the JWT builder, right? In builder, set claims, right? So we have these claims, okay? And then you have to set issue, when it has been issued. So I can say this is a now is my current date here, right? Sorry, we have to give the set issue date, right? Yeah. And then set expiration, and expiration we have given the this one, right? This much hour should be active, or the, yeah. And then you have to use the sign with which algorithm you want. So there are the many algorithms, so we can use the, for time being, you can use the HS256, yeah, right? And also it need the secret key, that we have taken this secret key, right? This key, with the help of the algorithms and the secret key, it will do that. And then we have to compact, right? And save it. So this is the method that we generate the tokens. So another method we need, so if I pass the token, I need the username. So for that you need one method. So if you give the token name, they will give the username, they will retrieve the username from the token, right? And I will show you how you can retrieve manually also. Then I will check if token is expired or not, right, with the validations time. So this token, this method, they will check whether the token has been expired or not, right? They will compare with the current time. And then we need one method, they will validate, means this token, when I pass the token to validate some API, so that time we have to validate the token. So for that we need the one method validate token. So what we are doing here, this token is there, and they will use the again JWT and check that this is the validate or not, otherwise throw the exception here, right? So that much method is okay. And for this JWT, you have to implement one filter. Filter I have already explained in the first video. So when the request hit to the server, there you can implement the many filters, right? And so what, in this demo we are going to do that. First we will create one authenticate API, they will generate the validation token and use that validation token to connect or to access the under API. So before hitting the API, they should hit the filter, and that's why for that purpose we need two method also. And that method is I'm pasting here. So what is the first method? First method is that core authentication. Okay, so first they will resolve the token, obviously, because when you want to access the another API, we will pass the token, so they will check that resolve the tokens, means what is the token, that I will explain you, and they will authenticate whether this token is authenticated or not. So if you see that, for that we have to use the user info service that we have already implemented here, right? User info service. So for that we have to auto wire the user info service here, because we are taking the user info service here. So come and auto wire. That is the utility or the methods I kept it here, right? After doing that, what you have to do, we have to come. So if you go the controller class, we will create one authenticate, and their job is that to generate the token. So come here, so I will make one API that name is auth, and I will get the username password, right? And use the request body. So if you see the username password, I am taking one Pojo. So when you, I will make this Pojo. So once you will get the username password, then I will create the already ready-made class is their username password authentication token, and then we authenticate whether that credential is okay or not. If this credential is okay, then they will generate the tokens. If you see, we are using the JWT here, they will generate that. So first and foremost, what you have to do, first create this class. Create this class so I can capture the username password. Okay, this is the purpose for that, and make inside the any entity. They will have just username password, only the two things, two variables, username password, or the getter setter and the parameterize and the default constructor. That's it. So it will be easy to fetch that, right? Nothing more than just make it easy, so you can use the request body here, right? Now you can see that you have used the JWT also, right? So for that, what you have to do, you in this controller you have to auto wire the JWT also. But of course, new production code you can make organize in better way. And also we need the authentication manager. So authentication manager we also need. So come here and use, but for that you have to create the authentication manager bean, right? So that's why you go the config class, we have security config, and here you have to make one bean for the authentication manager, so they can use that, right? And also what, just try to understand here, so credential or the token should be applicable to access all the API except the auth, right? Because this is the API, auth API, by which you can generate the validations tokens. So we have to skip the auth, right? So what you have to do, go to the config here, right? And in my previous video I have explained how you set the authorization part, right? So you have to use the same thing here, and I'm just copy paste in interest of time. So what we have done, that we override the config method and say for the auth, means this API, this auth API, for this API permit all, means give the permission, no need to check the security, and for the any other request authentication should be there, right? So authentication should be there, and for the other request we have to use the session management, right? And that is the state trace session, as we say that the JWT is the state trace session. And also we have to implement one the filter, right? So I was saying that I need one filter, so we have to create one filter. What is the filter? Before hitting the API, that request and response should be captured here. So you make here, and we have to auto wire, but now we have to create this, right? So take the advantage of Eclipse and create the class JWT token here. And I would recommend that make one package, and here, so this is the class where we are going to do that. So first and foremost, what you have to do, you have to extend, means the one per request filter, means one per request filter. This is the filter that will be executed for the every request, right? And it is saying that we have to implement unimplemented methods, and don't forget to use the component, right? So then to make the compatible for the Spring ecosystems, right? And now in the do filter, what you have to do here, this means it is this filter is before hitting to the API. So here you have to check that passing validations is okay or not. So what you have to do here in this, first, what the request is coming, means in the request you are passing the you're passing the request. In the request you are passing the validation token, right? So first I will check that token is valid or not. So I will take the advantage of the JW2 that utility class we have made it here, right? So we have made the JW2 class, and we have the method to validate, right? So here we have to validate the, so you need the JWT here, the JWT util. So make the auto while here. Okay, now what you have to check, you have to check that first we have to resolve the token. Resolve token means if you go the method here, resolve token, so come here, what is the resolve token here? So try to understand how you are passing the token here. So what I will do, how to pass the token. So if you go the postman, we have to go the body, in body, sorry, you have to go the header. Here you have to add one new key, that is the authorization, right? That's why we have given this authorization get header, right? This authorization is this authorization, and here we will pass the bearer, and then here we will pass about the token, right? Whatever the token is being generated. So if you see that I need this token, I don't need this bearer, right? So if you see the size of bearer and the space is the 7. So that's why what we are doing, that once you get everything, then we will, it must should be start with the bearer and the substring 7, means I am interested only after the 7 character what is the validation token. So once we get the validation token, then if you see the filter what we are doing, once you get the token, so now we have to check the token should not be null or token should be validate. So now I'm checking that this token should not null and it should validate the token. So if you see this method is there, validate token in JWT util, validate token, right? So validate token, they will check whether this token is correct or not as per the time, expiry, credential, everything, right? So that's why we have used that. And they will say you have to use the try catch, yeah, because that validation method need the try catch, right? And this is the way you can validate these things. And then if it is any exception is there, so what we will do, we have to send the error message that we got some exception, right? So you can understand that this has been some exception is coming, means the token is not correct or something in there. And this is the filter. So Once everything okay, means scratch, nothing is happened, then I will move to the filter to the next filter. If there is no any next filter, it will hit to the API, right? So everything we have done already, everything has done. So okay, so this is the EX. And JWT, don't forget to put the component, right? Okay, now we will run it again. So we will remove that and go the controller. So first I have to hit this auth to get the validation token, right? So come here and we have to use another one. So this is the post, because we have to pass the credential, right? Localhost auth, right? And go to the body here. In body we can pass the username, password, right? So go the raw here, JSON, and this username password should match with your POJO, right, with the entity. So what is our entity here? So those should be matched, right? Yeah, credential request. So this variable username, password, and is caps I have given. You can give anything, right? So if you pass these things, right, and then hit auth and pass it, so you will get one JSON token. Fantastic. So now let me explain what is this part. So for that we do one thing, go the jwt.io and paste it what you have come down here, remove it and paste it. Then you see it is a 3 dot, means separating the 3 parts of the 2 dot. 1 dot is here, right? And 1 dot is here, right? And all the 3 has a 3 meaning. One is the meaning which algorithm you're using, and second payload which the username is there, and the expiry date and creating time. If you see, we have given 1 hour, so you can see that with the initialization and expiration we have the 1 hour gap. And this is the digital signatures tokens, right? This is the way with that. So now what you have to do, you copy it and then you want to hit this one, right? So what you have to do, you have to go the authorization, no need to use anything, authorizations, right? Here authorization, no need anything, right? And here in the header, after the barrier you have to pass the token. Now hit, it's working fine, right? So with this call I got the validations token, JWT token, and in this call we are passing, no, you can give anything, right? And here you can pass this thing, it is working fine. So this is the overall things are there. So in short, if I want to explain, so what I did, first I create the security, the Spring security, and then we create one utility. That utility is there, all the JW things in the pom.xml. Also I add the 2 dependencies, and then in the controller I make the one separate REST API to generate the tokens, right? And in the config I explain that this thing you should not required for the auth API, right? And this is how it is working. So I will also post this code into the in the GitHub and share the credential. And if you have any questions or some doubts, use the descriptions comment box to share your questions. And please don't please don't forget to subscribe this channel, because many more things is coming out that. Thank you very much.